Hey everyone, we're chasing after more gold today in the Yukon and Northwest Territories. Recla Metals, we're talking with the VP Exploration, Scott Castleman. Lots of great numbers in the summer, raised some good money, great results. But tell me, you've got a couple key things you want people to focus in on with the story and what to look for over the next few months.
Yeah, our big story right now is claims that we acquired newly this year called the Grad Claims. It's an area that had been tied up in a land use planning process in the Sault Dene First Nation. That became open in late June, early July. We were on the ground a week later, and our crews were amazed with what they were seeing there.
Okay, so that's interesting too. So when you got those, I mean, it's always nice when you get a win like that. Did you also then open the doors to relationships with those other stakeholders, kind of to get that kind of?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working within the Sault Dene First Nation traditional territory for 3 years now, or 2.5 years. So we got a good relationship with them. That's how we knew that this ground was coming open.
So that's good. And that goes a long way, because I mean, when the people know you've included them in the process, they feel like they're part, and you've got a good relationship.
Yeah.
Life, and that goes for any business. Life goes a lot smoother.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's exciting because you're in a great area.
Yeah.
There's lots of nice neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah.
But please tell me some more.
Yeah, so this is in the Tombstone Gold Belt. There have been some recent discoveries and a number of million-plus ounce discoveries made and developed over the last 3 years. Snowline Gold, of course, is one of our neighbors. They're a short distance away, and they've got over 7 million ounces, which they defined within a 3-year period.
Fast,
so we're targeting the same type of thing, and we have been evaluating a number of targets. We're on the far eastern end of the belt.
Yep.
We've evaluated about 12 different targets, whittled that down to about 5 key ones right now, and this new discovery by far stands out well above anything else that we've looked at in the area. And we're seeing the chemical association that you would expect from a snowline type target. So that's what really excites us these days.
Yes, and it's easy for people, even if they're just retail and they're like me, who's not a geo, and they go, okay, well, what can I compare it against? And you don't want to get too promotional, but at the same time you go, no, we're in the right rocks, we're looking at the same type of stuff, and each deposit is unique, but there's a lot of similarities as well.
Absolutely, yeah. There's 5 criteria that we look at: geology, geophysics, gold, obviously, a gold association with the other elements, and structure. And when we're looking at these targets, we evaluate them based on all 5 of those. And our new property, the Grad property, the new showing that we have on Grad, it's called Bite, and that name comes from 2 of the chemical association elements that you would expect to see: bismuth and tellurium.
That's nice. Yes. Okay, well, tell me about that. What's significant about that when you compare it against some of these other discoveries? What would be that leading indicator?
The leading indicator is gold.
Yeah.
And our first day, as I mentioned, we got in on the ground as soon as it became open. And our first day of sampling, we got collected a number of samples, but 2 of them really stood out. One sample returned 92.4 grams per ton gold. That's 3 ounces in a grab sample. The second sample was a half an ounce, or 15 grams per ton. There was very high levels of bismuth and tellurium associated with those, up to 2% bismuth, which is orders of magnitude above anything else that we've seen in the belt. So that got us very excited about it. We went back and did further work, talus fine sampling, more rock sampling. We put our first trench in later in the summer, and we got on a 40-meter trench, we got 38 meters of 1.7 grams. So that's starting to develop not just values, but also dimensions to our target.
I mean, at the end of the day, you want to get some good high grade, but also it's the tonnage as well, to see what kind of scope you can get. And without getting too kind of out there on there, what do you see moving forward here? Like, what are some of the things someone could look at to go, what's different about Yukon compared to, we always hear the Golden Triangle. Yeah. One thing I'd kind of say is, depending on where you are, it could be more flatland, less helicopters.
Yes, yeah. So we're in the mountains. We're in the northern extent of the Rocky Mountains. Yeah. This project is in the Northwest Territories. It's right close to the Yukon border.
Yeah.
It is somewhat remote, but there is road access within 40 kilometers.
Yeah.
So it's not insurmountable to get a road into the eventual discovery
Yeah.
once we make that. But yeah, there is some seasonality to our work at present. You can work a longer extent, but at present we'll try to keep our costs down, work the summer months. Our intention for next year is to go in June. We got a bit of surface work to do before we define our drill targets, but we expect to be drilling by August of next year.
Okay, so that's great. Now, are you have the money already for that?
Yep, we ended the season with 2.6 million in the bank, so we got plenty enough to start. We will probably raise in the spring, just to make sure we can get through with a substantial drill program.
Sure, and with that though, you're going to get once you get geophysics, you get more data in. It'll be like, listen, we get stronger sniffs, more detail coming.
Yeah. Most of our assay results are in, but we've got geophysical survey data being processed now and a photogrammetry survey, which will really help us to align all of our geological observations and geochemical. And then once we get the geophysical, put that in there to give us targets for next year.
And it's nice when people can also visualize, like, because sometimes they think, okay, you're kind of out there, it's the middle of Yukon. They go, yeah, but hold on. Let's look at some, like, not that I want to promote the neighbors too much, but I mean, there's some big neighbors with big discoveries. Yeah. And you go, oh, as an entirety, I can see this being built out now.
Yeah. And what we like about the Yukon and the Northwest Territories is it's always been known to be relatively underexplored. And that's what we're finding. As I mentioned, some of our players within a very short period of time have been able to develop anywhere from 1 million to 7 million ounce deposits in 3 years. So those kinds of discoveries are still out there, still on surface. If you get to some of these areas,
that's the final question. Not to get too much into geo, but that idea of what kind of structures are we talking about? I know when we talk about, say, in Ontario and Quebec, you'll look at these kind of shafts and they run down and they branch out and you go 2 kilometers down.
Yeah.
Some of them might start at surface, but it's chasing veins. This is at surface.
So these are intrusion hosts. So they're large bodies of intrusion. The deposits that have been mined in Yukon and Alaska are all open pit. They're low cost operations, generally heap leachable material. So it's relatively easy to extract the gold. They're sizable high ounce deposits.
Well, that's what we want to see. So we want to see some great numbers continue, which you've had. Grow that out, take some step outs, but we'll have to be patient, which is always tough to see what you guys come back with some more data.
We're early stage, but we're very excited with what we have.
Excellent. When it comes across as well. So great. So thanks so much. It's great to meet you.
Yes, thank you.